back, everybody. Now I got it set where I can see all the chats. I might actually be able to respond to everybody this time. But for now, should be in B major. For follow. Appreciate that. The Wreck of Edmund Fitzgerald. We can try it out. It's pretty much like a, how would I describe it? What I was aiming for was, well, best way to do it would be to show the tone off. But I'm using a, what's it called, a Line 6 pod farm. And what I've got it set on, let me turn the wah off, is nice distortion with a slight delay. And then you add the wah to it. Like I had to cut back a lot so I could add the wah to it so I could get the... So I just like the wah sound being added in there. It makes it where I can adjust a lot. I can do stuff with a lot of... Where I use the same tone for everything. It makes it easier to do stuff like if I'm playing like real slow, quiet stuff, I can just cut back the wah. And then just kind of add it in. And if I want to go full out. I appreciate it. It took me a little while to figure it out. I have like, what do I got going on here? I've got a noise gate, a screamer, spinal puppet amp, 4x12, Brit Celestians, 4-band equalizer, medium hall reverb, compressor, shine chorus, digital delay, volume pedal, another digital delay, a bright room, uh, another reverb. And that's all going through one channel. My go-to genre, I'd say blues probably is what I like to jam to the most, or just whatever people request. I do have one song request earlier. I'm gonna have to throw in there. Wreck of Edmund Fitzgerald. I've never heard this song before, but we will try our best to not mess it up. From Gordon Lightfoot. It's going to be an E. Oh, first of all, don't do all that. There we go. C major, is that what it said? Yep. Then we can play it. Yeah. There's a lot you can do with bluesy stuff. Like I like playing a lot of metal too, like thrash metal, a little bit of I'd say what's it? Like metalcore. Oh, yeah, so sometimes songs are too quiet where I can't hear them very well. This one sounds like it'll get louder as it goes, so. I'd have to say Metallica, Megadeth. I like Slayer a little bit. I just never could stand the monotone singing from Slayer's lead singer. But I like their music. I gotta look away to smoke because TikTok doesn't like it. Easiest guitar song to learn. That's kind of difficult because there's some that are really easy and there's some that are really difficult that sound easy. I would say probably the old Smoke on the Water. That one's pretty easy. Smells Like Teen Spirit ain't too bad. And the rest of the songs. Yeah. Besides the easiest solo in the world, too. Seven Nation, like a Seven Nation Army from the White Stripes. Do 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 do. Yeah, that one would be pretty easy for a beginner. I haven't learned how to play, but I could probably figure it out really quick. Because you can kind of play that just about anywhere. So. Something like that. Probably playing in the wrong key, but you know. Metallica's Enter Sandman isn't too bad. The good thing about that riff is it teaches you a lot of like stuff too, like the ghost note. Because most people, like if you look at tabs, it's just going to show you to do that once. There's a second one. It also teaches you how to bend, palm mute. And what else? There's a bunch of other little things in there you can learn. That's a fun riff for beginners too. It's the old Enter Sandman. I'm trying to think of some other good ones that we consider beginner friendly. If you're into finger picking, The Unforgiven isn't too bad. That one isn't too bad. The old. It's hard to do when I got all this like power going on it, but nothing else matters. Just the intro parts. But yeah, there's plenty of good riffs and stuff to learn as a beginner. The main thing I would try to focus on as a beginner is not really. I mean, unless you're just playing just to learn songs and not really playing to be a guitar player, then yeah, just go ahead and focus on like the easiest to learn stuff and just build from that. If you're actually wanting to play guitar, like actually learn how to play, like, I would focus more on physical ability and scales and a little bit of music theory. That will take you a long way. Alright, let me get into the next thing. P, what is your deal, cat? She always acts like she cares about me when it's guitar time. Don't let her fool you, she doesn't care. Let's do some neo soul. I can't see all the stats like I usually can, so I'm streaming through OBS today on TikTok. Usually I can see everything that's going on, so I have no idea how many likes we're up to and follows, but I appreciate it all. was pretty fun. I like that track. Hey!
Don't we want to see all...
Gotta be in a butthole, kitty cat. Why are you a butthole? Let's be gone. Run around circles. Tire her out. Hardcore time. Just make a switch with you and just do a parkour off the wall. Got some of the wall input. Alright, so get ourselves into a little atmospheric and B. Oh, appreciate that. Thanks for the follow. SGF, appreciate the compliment on the guitar. It's a, oh, I hit the goal. Thanks, guys. Schecter Evil Twin. It's from the 2015 range. I got a good deal on it. They usually cost about, when they were, well, they changed them up. They're no longer called the Evil Twin. They have the exact same setup and everything, made from the same wood. But they cost like, what is it now, like 19, well, it's between 16 and 1900. I got it for 900. Got it on a Black Friday sale. Definitely my favorite guitar. Oh, the old Epiphone acoustic. Yep, most people start off on one of those. I had a Epiphone Les Paul, one of the $200 like one that comes with the mini amp and all that stuff. Pretty decent guitar, got me a long way. That's where I learned most of my speed riffs and everything. I played on that thing from I was like 18 to 20 something before I got my Schecter Hellraiser Deluxe. And this one I've gotten like within what was about a year ago. Yeah, I think it was last year. I got this, or it might have been the year before. I'm not 100% sure, but I traded in my. I had a different version of this Evil. It wasn't called an Evil Twin. The one that I had before this one had the Sustainiac pickup with the Floyd Rose, and I cannot stand Floyd Roses. I tried so hard to get onto one. Like I love playing with them, but I hate doing setups on them. It's such a pain in the ass. That floating bridge just drives me up a wall. And then I also the truss rod in it was the adjuster was up front like most guitars. This one has it back here, which is way easier. I stripped out the truss rod nut trying to adjust it because the neck was a little. It was like way too bowed, and I accidentally over tightened it and stripped the nut in there. So once you do that, you got to replace the whole truss rod, and I'm not doing that. That's like $500 repair. But if you're looking for a great guitar for a low, like, are you looking at budget guitars or like what type of guitar are you looking for? Like something that plays really well? So I could definitely recommend some for decent prices or more higher end stuff if you got, if you got the funds for it and you want to splurge on it. But I would definitely say you cannot go wrong with Schecter because they make really great guitars at a really reasonable price. Because like this one's like a borderline pro level guitar, and like I said, I got it for $900 on a Black Friday sale. Like it's got a 5-piece neck on it. It's got the Fishman Modern Fluence pickups. It's got the hip shot bridge. Great volume and tone pots in it. The neck is amazing, easy to play on, feels really comfortable. Okay. Yeah, I would let me see here. Let me go to my guys at Sweetwater. Go sweetwater.com. Also got a Black Friday deals going. Let me see. Shop by category. Let's go to guitars, electric guitars. Something that looks nice but isn't too crazy. Go with the old solid bodies. Uh, you can always stick with Epiphone because they're a really good brand too, as far as like their more higher end electric guitars. I'm sorry, Mav, I do not play stuff note for note. I just play along to things. If I happen to know it, I will. But you don't want to watch me like spend 2 hours learning how to play the Beta solo. P man. Jackson's a good brand to go with. It looks they have stylish guitars that are reasonably priced. Running across the keyboard. But yeah, I would recommend going to sweetwater.com. You can get like a lot of good customer reviews and stuff from there. Like a lot of professional musicians like to use them, YouTubers and stuff. It's a good place to go. They got great customer service and everything. And plus, anytime you buy anything from them, they send you candy. I mean, you can't beat that. You get some free candy. Doing all right? How you doing, user? But yeah, you can look for stuff within like if you got like a certain budget or anything. definitely look at the customer reviews and read through them and stuff. Like that helps a lot. Or go to a local guitar shop and kind of play around. Like that's the best way to do it. I would go to like a local shop, play around on something, see what feels really comfortable to you, and if you want, you can go back to Sweetwater and look up that like company or whatever, and try to like find a different one that's like either more in your price range or more stylish for you. That's how I ended up on the Schecters. Was I went to like Guitar Center and I was just jamming around on a bunch of Schecters, and I was like, these guitars feel really, really good for especially for the price range that they're in. Because I found like what was it, like some of their Diamond Series guitars that are like $600-700, and I was just like really blown away with just how smooth the neck and stuff feels. Another good way you can tell is just run your fingers across the side of the fretboard. If you feel any roughness from those frets, the guitar 9 times out of 10 is crap. That's one of the quick ways you can tell if a guitar brand's good or not. P. Quit being a butthole because you want laser. Gotta tire her out a little bit. We'll let the music play in the background for a second. We'll go along. Parkour. Parkour. Parkour, baby. Alright, get back to playing guitar, Kitty. Be good. Sorry, everybody. My cat's kind of a butthole sometimes. Good company for those, I would say ESP. Their LTD models, they have V shapes, they have Les Paul shapes. So for their Les Pauls, only have the 3 knobs instead of the 4. You get 2 volumes, 1 tone, because it's the Les Paul style, so they have to do some kind of cosmetic change to it so they don't get sued. Sorry, I gotta look away when I hit the vape, or else TikTok will punish me. But yeah, ESP is a good company for those. Uh, Schecter has some decent Les Paul models. So their Les Pauls are kind of like they the way they do theirs. They do the three knobs, but they kind of like shift the body a little bit, which is kind of weird, but it's pretty cool too. It's a little different. That's my other guitar that I have. That's at my old lady's house. She's her daughter was wanting to learn. Well, my stepdaughter, she was wanting to learn guitar for a little while, and I was like, here, use a decent guitar instead of like a beat up cheap one, so that way it's easier to learn on. And she kind of got out of it, and I never went back to get it so far. I just keep leaving it there. So I got something to play when I go over there. I'm like, I'll just leave it here. I don't use it on stream or anything anymore. But yeah, they've got some decent ones. Who else has like Les Paul shapes and V's? Yeah, it's all right. It's all right. Ads pop up. It happens. I was gonna say the ESP brand. They have like a lot of V and Les Paul shapes. Schecter has some, but their Les Paul shapes are a little like the body's like just slightly shifted a little bit just for legal reasons. Uh, Dean has good flying V's. Jackson does a lot of V's. Who else does Les Paul shapes? I'm trying to think of the other companies that do Les Paul shapes. I can't really think of any others offhand. If you want like the Fender shape, then just about every guitar company does those. But yeah, you definitely got some options. Like depending on like what if you're looking between anywhere from like 400 to 1,000, like in that range, you've got unlimited options. It all starts going into personal preference and stuff after that. Like once you get above the $1,000 range, that's when you're looking for particulars like different types of pickups, wood quality, and different little things that don't really matter so much, but they matter to you. All right, let's see here. Do an angry metal backing track. I can play along to it, but I can't play it note for note. I'll try my best not to butcher it for you. It's the best I can do. I appreciate that, SG. Going to G for this one. I don't know if I've ever heard this one. I don't want the lyrics, just give me the song. the song request. Both brands started nodding at the same time. It happens. Sometimes you just get in the groove. Oh, best viewers. No, I don't need that, but appreciate you. I guess. Thanks for the free view. I don't know. Weird ass bots. Again, for TikTok purposes, I either have to go on break or I got to turn around to hit my vape. They don't like smoking. If you smoke, you get in trouble. All right, what are we gonna do next? I mean, I guess screw it. We'll just start doing some songs, mess around with them, see where it takes us. Go with the old Paul Gilbert, one of my biggest inspirations.
Well, I got one woman too many. Well, I got one more than I use. Yes, I got one woman too many. I gotta choose. Well, I got one girl now. She is so lovely.
Oh yeah, I'll play on anything. Do some thrice, why not? Oh, that's Spaceship One, not thrice. Didn't clear. Keyboard. If I spell it correctly, that might help too. P. I'll try this one out. Just pick one at random and hope for the best. If I butcher it, I apologize. Hey, we stay in the same key. They sound really good. I hadn't really listened to too much of them before. Yeah, Sawyer, you can make requests. Oh, I got Metallica. Gotta do some Testament next, though. But I will get some Metallica in. Get this Testament going, then we'll do some Metallica next. I can actually play some Metallica songs. I get to play along and do some improv, which is fun to do, too. It's like Metallica, but it's religious Metallica. B sharp. Okay, that's a little different. Testament got a lot harder. I didn't know they got this hard. Pause. I appreciate you. Have a good night too. Alright, we'll get on to some Metallica for the next one. Stop grabbing the guitar, P. Cat's an asshole. Pretty sure we've already established that. Fucked up that last bit. Hey, I'm getting off here soon. Don't worry, it's okay. Alright, anyways, hope y'all had fun. Appreciate all the follows, all the likes, and everything. Thank y'all. It all helps us out. Get more people in here to hang out and jam with us. If you're new and you like what you was watching, hit the old follow button. We appreciate it, no matter what platform you're on. YouTube, Kick, Twitch, TikTok, Facebook, wherever we're at. I try to go live as often as possible every other day, around the same time frame usually. 12 a.m. Eastern time, I think, is usually when we go. Sometimes a little later, sometimes a little earlier, depends on if I'm busy doing stuff. I work full time, guys. You know, I can't do this all the time. I don't make money. I don't get enough support to play 8 hours a day for y'all, so you know I got to make a living. Got a mortgage to pay. But nah, I really just do this just that way I can chat with people, hang out, you know, learn to play other stuff. It helps me become a better guitar player, better musician. Also, you know, like with SG, I can help people find like guitars and stuff that they might be interested in, help people learn how to play, all kinds of stuff. It's just fun for me more than anything. But anyways, like I said, thank y'all for coming through. Thank y'all for hanging out with us. We'll try to go live again tomorrow night. If not, maybe the next day. If not, maybe the next day. We'll see. Depends on how the fingy tips are feeling. Depends on how she wants to act. She wants to be a butthole all the time. Tell everybody, P. Say bye to everybody. Anyways, thank y'all again. We'll see you next time. Have a great night.